On this episode of MythBusters, get set for some heavy metal thunder.
There's so much potential for major disaster in this.
We've got the incredible and the inedible.
Don't knock it till you've tried it.
As the MythBusters turn heavy machinery into a medieval weapon. And how to keep your cool and your cash. Adam and Jamie go round in circles to settle a great automotive mystery.
I get so much pleasure out of this discomfort.
Who are the MythBusters?
Am I missing an eyebrow?
Adam Savage.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
And Jamie Heineman.
Quack, damn you.
I wouldn't say Jamie's an evil genius.
Between them, more than 30 years special effects experience.
When will the fun ever stop?
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test. When the MythBusters and machinery mix, the result is usually mayhem. So, what have we here? Let's see. A big crane, some shipping containers,
Cranes and forklifts and everything's all running at once.
and Buster in a boom lift.
I think Buster's about to be annihilated.
Looks like we're in for some big-scale myth-busting. In fact, they don't come much bigger than this one.
There's so much potential for major disaster in this.
That's what's exciting.
No matter what happens, something cool is it's gonna look cool.
All right, guys, right off the Discovery website comes an absolute gem for you to do. I'm a little jealous. A poster who gave us the tale of a guy using a boom lift, like one of those extended arm cherry pickers, to try and lift the engine out of his car. He's using a chain or something, and that fails as he's doing it, and the boom lift catapults this poor guy up and over his house and into a tree.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Think you're up to it?
I think that sounds like a real fun one.
Not for Buster, it won't be. He's going to be in the boom lift. A car engine will be suspended from the lift on a length of chain. At the right moment, a quick release mechanism will be triggered. The engine will drop, and Buster will be catapulted out of the boom lift. Simple, right?
Well, you know, it seems pretty straightforward right now, but I think it's going to get pretty tricky, and it's going to use all your skills. First thing we need to do is find a boom lift, and, you know, they're not cheap, so we've got to get right on that.
Well, also remember, it's probably going to be the last thing you're ever going to do with this boom lift, so we don't want to go buy a brand new one.
Maybe we can rent one. What do you think?
Now, seriously, would you rent anything to the MythBusters? Just so happens they found a second-hand boom lift, free to a good home. Jamie and the build team go kicking tires.
We've got pretty good use out of it, but the problem is the engine failed for some reason. I think it needs a little work, but it's going to cost like $3,000, and it's not worth it to us to spend that much money on it. So I'd rather just give it away rather than sell it.
Now, the myth doesn't specify the size of the boom lift. The arm on this one extends 40 feet.
A 40-foot extension is quite a bit, and heck, it's free. I think this is great. This is like a, you know, $50,000 machine or something, brand new, and it works. It's everything we need. You know, who knows, with a little tweaking, it might be just a perfectly functional machine.
It's not like Jamie to just jump in like that. And sure enough, it's not long before that mustache starts twitching.
The only question I would have would be, what are our other choices, and is there one with a longer boom on it? Because 40 feet, it's quite a ways up there, but you know, if you had like an 80 or 90 footer, that would seem more likely to me to be able to, you know, get up to some serious speed out the end of that long of a lever that it would throw something 200 feet.
When it comes to catapulting, size does matter. So it's thanks, but no thanks. On the other side of town, a bigger boom lift awaits.
My throne.
There's nothing these junkyard junkies love more than a good rummage.
Look, he's coming. He's coming straight for us.
This rusting relic has a 60-foot arm.
This feels nice and secure. I definitely get on here and do some work.
And can you believe it? It's also being given away.
This thing's got a little gremlin in it. It'll run just fine, and then it stops.
We call that Murphy.
Yeah.
He's common in our shop.
Gremlin. I think I know what the gremlin is, but basically this boom has reached the end of its boom lift life, so I'm not going to fix it.
Okay, but will the build team be able to get her going?
Hydraulics all work fine on this thing. All the controls work fine. Everything works fine on this thing. It's got an electrical gremlin. And I do believe that it's either that solenoid or it's that one there.
Okay.
The business end still works without the engine. Carrie takes it for a test drive.
They used to call these booms bang-bang lifts. See what happens?
Yeah.
Put your foot here. You feel how it jerks? Okay, feel that?
Extraordinarily bouncy.
Yeah, you can imagine 60 feet out.
Oh, boy.
It's like the end of being on the end of a fishing rod.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what they're talking about.
I could see someone having a lot of fun with this and getting into trouble.
It can be very dangerous very quick.
My friend, that is music to the MythBusters' ears. This bouncy boom lift is bringing out Carrie's sadistic side.
Oh, guys, this is gonna be incredible. Oh, we definitely could throw him. Wow, look at that. It's like a trampoline. That's insane.
Well, that's quite a.
That's a lot of bounce there.
So maybe you guys
Okay.
just need to. Whoa.
It's kind of fun.
I think this is what we want. I think Buster's going for a ride.
Being on a boom lift is a dangerous business. Each year, accidents claim dozens of lives. In those cases, though, being catapulted hundreds of feet isn't the problem. It's the fall from the basket that does the damage. But having Buster topple out of the basket won't be enough for the MythBusters. He'll have to be airborne.
This one first, and then you can extend it out.
Okay.
Guys, I think this one's it. You know, that arm really sticks out there quite a ways. It's a heck of a lever.
Tires got off the ground.
Yeah. You know, he says that it'll run. I guess it's a bit of a risk once we get it up there. We're kind of committed.
It does come with manuals.
And that's probably going to be our biggest problem, is to get this thing running.
Tori, don't worry about the boom lift. How about poor old Buster? Will he be working? Looks like he's been mauled by a great white.
So Buster is really busted up now, like really badly. Even though he still has his head this time, his arm is off. His arm attachment shoulder blade is just all broken up. We already repaired that once. Obviously, it didn't work that well. His leg is off. His ball joint is missing now. So I have to put him back together so that we can then launch him 200 feet from a boom lift catapult.
How did Buster end up in such a mess? Well, Adam and Jamie were trying to crack the elevator of death myth. In the name of science, Buster took an 8-story free fall and soon understood the gravity of the situation.
I don't know if we can put it back together.
Yeah, Scotty can do it.
He's still smiling though. He always has that little smile.
The MythBusters want to know, can you turn a boom lift into a deadly catapult?
This is gonna be incredible.
Buster's going to be in the boom lift when it goes off, but he's already gone to pieces. But we can rebuild him. Gentlemen, Scotty has the technology.
So I think what I'm gonna do is rebuild his shoulder and modify it. I'm gonna make it out of steel. The steel is a lot stronger than aluminum for impact. Right, Buster?
Scotty begins the delicate surgery.
It is working.
How's Buster doing?
Both his legs are back on.
Woo! Look nice. I brought you something special. I heard his little heart got broken, so I made him a new one of duct tape for you to put in.
Meanwhile, it's chaos in the car park. The boom lift's about to arrive.
Like that. Isn't that great? You should just trick it out.
It was all you, buddy.
Hey,
Good job, man.
Nice work.
You can actually operate this thing almost entirely just off battery power, and so you don't need the engine to run.
But doing it that way sucks up a lot of juice, and the battery will need constant recharging. It'll be better if the engine's running. But first things first, it's touch and go, but it looks like Buster's gonna pull through.
So is that it? Is he ready for action again?
He is ready.
You've done a good
Raring
job,
to go.
Scotty. Look at that, brand new hips. What is that, roll pins? Set screws.
Set screws.
Nicely done.
And there's a grade 8 half-inch threaded stud in there.
No rest for Scotty, though. It's straight from Buster to boom lift. Just a little electrical gremlin, the guy said.
Dry. It's totally dry. Got a hole in the gas line, so Scotty's gonna go see if she can find some new hose, and we're gonna try this again.
Quiet it is.
Oh, go, go. You go. Go, go, go.
Let's let it sit. Maybe it's flooded. It smells kind of gassy.
That's the thing with free stuff. You get what you pay for.
Come on.
I don't know what this is. I don't have one of these on my car.
Don't you know how to fix engines?
Yeah, that's a myth that we're gonna bust right now.
Let's leave Scotty to get on with it. The catapult has been around since ancient Greece. According to the myth, the boom lift became a type of catapult known as a traction trebuchet. Tension stored in the arm itself provides the flinging force. That's what the MythBusters hope to replicate, eventually.
We have an emergency backup which just runs off the battery. We could get it in a position that way, but it wouldn't be as good. It would take a lot longer.
This thing's not gonna.
Whoa.
I think it's time to call in the expert,
Would that be Jamie or Adam?
Jamie, in this
right.
case.
Tori and Carrie, meanwhile, are handling the crucial matter of signage. Godspeed the tosser, and all who are catapulted from it. Assuming we ever get it going.
You'll have to clean it. It's just a little dirt in there, but the engine works fine. You're going to be in business. There's no question about it. Okay? So I'd pull the whole carb off and do a proper job.
But this is one moody machine.
No.
And the curse of the cantankerous boom lift strikes.
Watch out, sorry. Oh, we got an emergency.
Carrie cops an eyeful of gas.
Here, let's go down, go down, go down.
Tastes like the ocean.
Here.
How long do you do this before it's out?
You're gonna do it for at least 15 minutes.
Carrie will be okay.
Well, it's a little red.
A little red.
As for the tosser,
We thought the float bowls and the carburetor were stuck, so I took that apart and got those working. The distributor cap, we took that off. That looked fine. We then went to, Jamie noticed that the points were hot, and I thought maybe then it's not opening, which was the case. Those were stuck together, so we got those open.
it only works in fits and starts.
Want to push that button?
Still, that might be enough to test this myth.
Okay, so our next step is to attach a chain between the engine and the basket with a quick release, and then we'll pull the quick release when we have it under tension and see how far Buster goes.
Ride.
Not surprisingly, Buster seems a little reluctant to get on the boom lift.
Buster! Come on, stop clowning
God,
around.
he's wet his pants.
As per the myth, a car engine will dangle from a length of chain under the lift.
Just to note, it takes quite a lot of force to move the quick release under load.
How did you guys do it? You did the
I
elevator?
did it with a chain, just a piece of 16th inch cable.
Okay.
And not only that, the quick release requires an up pull or a down pull, so you'll need to rig a pulley in line so you can transfer that force from the side. Because you don't want to be anywhere near it when it goes off. You're not doing it the Jamie way, obviously.
I know, I'm doing it the Adam way. Quick and dirty, but it gets done. It looks like these kind of accidents happen all the time. It's actually more of a question with this myth whether Buster's gonna be shot over a house or if he's just gonna tumble out of the basket onto the ground. We have a quick release at the bottom of that chain that we can pull a pin out and make this chain snap as if it had broken on its own. Get the same effect, see if we can make a catapult.
For the first test, the tosser's arm won't be extended. Now, just gotta work out who's going to operate the quick release.
Rochambeau.
Odd man out. All right.
Whoa.
It's face off. Me and Scotty. Looks like Scotty wins.
Right, it's the moment of truth. Will Buster be a far-flung dummy, or is this myth far-fetched?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa!
That was cool. He didn't even move.
Buster barely wobbled.
Well, that was the most anemic catapult I've ever seen. In fact, Buster didn't even budge. He didn't like quiver hardly on that one. So now we're going to lift the boom up to where it's kind of in the same position and extend it all the way out from there. And I'm hoping that that'll actually create a little bit more of a whip when we let go the engine.
All right, I'm gonna count down. 49, 48. Just kidding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Buster didn't even spill his coffee.
No, he didn't even drop the cup.
Well,
That's it.
Scotty's had an idea.
Well, I'm thinking that if this guy was pulling it from a car and he was up in the basket, the engine might have been caught on something and he couldn't tell, and that would have been enough to break the chain.
so should we get the caddy in here?
It's Earl's turn.
All right, let's hook it up to the caddy.
Jamie, like Buster, is unmoved.
Even if it was double what it just did, which it won't do, you know, nothing's going to happen.
If Scotty believes it can happen, that means a lot of people believe it can happen, so we should try to prove it.
We'll be thorough.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
The size of the boom lift might actually be working against them. The tosser's big enough to absorb the force of the engine's sudden release. Will Earl's weight make any difference?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo!
Wow.
Dude, he's still holding on to his coffee.
Well, there you go. We're going to have to elaborate on the myth.
We're gonna have to do this MythBusters way.
Yeah.
Doing things the MythBusters way usually spells trouble on a titanic scale. The build team has an idea, and it's a biggie. But before they go big, they've got to go small. Tori sets about building a scale model boom lift.
What we're trying to do is turn this boom lift into a catapult. So an idea we came up with was turning the front axles into an actual pivot point.
And then just using the weight of the body of the thing as the catapult weight to...
Exactly. And what we're going to do is we're going to raise it up, grab these points here, and then let the actual thing swing forward, just like that. So this is a scale model. And then we have scale model truck containers that we're going to use to put this on and use it to lift it up.
Do you think those will be strong enough?
The truck containers?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I mean,
we'll
how much
find
does
out.
this thing weigh?
This thing actually weighs around 25,000 pounds.
I can reinforce those.
Well, it also looks like it's not quite high enough to get a full swing. If you wanted to catapult something, you need it to go all the way over, right?
Yeah, right now we're hitting right there. So
we got to go up higher.
we'll probably have to get 2 containers.
Well,
stack
they're
'em.
totally stacked. You can stack them and lock them together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no guts, no glory.
How do you get it up there? How do you cock it? How do you release it? All keeping people far away from this thing, because you're talking about 25, 30,000 pounds. under tension.
Swinging in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's potentially extremely, extremely lethal.
But that's what you love, don't you?
But
Because I
what
know
it's
I
all
do.
about, absolutely.
How about a little demonstration using a cutout Jamie doll?
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen.
Take 2.
Well, that's not too bad. That might have made him, you know, like 80, 100 feet or something like
I
that.
think that's pretty good. That's, you know.
What Tori's proposing to build is called a counterweight trebuchet. This type of catapult, which was popular in the Middle Ages, lets gravity do the work. Big rock at one end, even bigger counterweight at the other. When fired, the counterweight drops and the big rock goes about its business, certain to cause belligerence on the battlements.
You black-hearted, fish-stealing dog. Never, you filthy poacher!
And this would have to be the mother of all trebuchets, a colossal catapult in the heart of rural England. Built by a medieval enthusiast with a lot of time on his hands, this 30-ton monster has no problem flinging fiery fuel bombs. Oh, and if you're in the area, don't leave your vehicle unattended.
Well, not bad, eh? Not bad. Smashed it up pretty nice. It won't drive again anyway, I don't think.
Not very well, no. Will the tosser be able to wreak similar havoc?
You're going to have a big crane to get this up there in the first place. It's like lots and lots of massive steel, heavy equipment. I know that's, I can
Heavy
see it getting
metal.
exciting already.
Love it.
This is a big build. Are you sure you're up for it?
It's a big, big build. A lot of elements to get it together, but it absolutely looks doable.
Turning heavy machinery into a medieval weapon.
Wow, that was actually fantastic.
It doesn't get any more MythBusters than that. With world oil prices on the rise, everyone's looking for ways to save pennies at the pump. How can you get better fuel economy? Gentlemen, start your engines.
So is this really an urban legend, Jamie?
No, it's more of an urban puzzle.
Like one of those things you would discuss endlessly sitting in traffic or debate on a road trip.
Yeah, the idea is that on a really hot day, it's more efficient to run with your air conditioning on full blast and your windows up than it is to drive with the windows down and the AC off.
Well, that seems pretty logical. That seems right to me.
I don't know about that. AC uses an awful lot of power.
Oh, I think a car with the windows open is creating an awful lot of drag.
That's what makes it a perfect test for MythBusters.
And that would be us.
That would be us.
All right.
Ever since the first auto air conditioners arrived in the 1940s, drivers have asked the question, do you get better fuel economy with the AC on or the windows down? The MythBusters are about to run 2 tests to find out once and for all.
We're at the Altamont Raceway, and we're going to test whether it's more efficient to drive with your AC on or with the windows open.
Auto computer gurus Bob and Jesse are helping out with the first test. This computer will measure fuel consumption by monitoring the rate of airflow through the SUV's engine.
This is going to calculate our average miles per gallon. This is our estimated miles per gallon.
We've got a computer hooked up to the car. We're going to do 15 laps, 5 with the windows up, 5 with the windows down, and 5 with the windows up and the AC on full. And we're going to see if the computer shows us a significant difference in the mileage of the car under those conditions.
Time to hit the road.
All right, on my countdown, in 5, 4,
3, 2, 1, go.
The first 5 laps will measure fuel consumption with the windows up and the AC off. Now, this won't be a leisurely Sunday drive. SUVs aren't built for racetracks. Their tires certainly aren't. Also, the track is banked, and Jamie will have to concentrate all the way.
Jamie's going to hate this a lot more than I am. I mean, I'm not going to find it pleasant, but I get so much pleasure out of his discomfort. You know, Jamie, they regularly pull 160 miles per hour on this track. I'm not going to be laughing in a couple minutes when I'm plowing one of these behemoths across the lanes.
Jamie keeps the needle hovering at around 55 miles per hour. After 5 laps, with the windows up, the fuel consumption figures are in.
Right now we're averaging 11.7 miles to a gallon.
Now it's time to roll the windows down.
Repeat, roll the windows down.
Looks like we're averaging about 11.4 to 11.3 with all the windows down in the vehicle.
Jamie, you're doing great. You are a tribute to American individualism.
Wish I could see his face right now.
Well, it would be completely impassive. You wouldn't see a single change on it. That's windows up and AC on. Repeat, windows up and AC on. This is the last 5 laps.
We're averaging 11.7. Still averaging 11.7.
Jamie gets the checkered flag, but that SUV is no race car.
I gotta say, it's pretty intense, and I'm gonna be ill. We are going to be dead after this is over, as far from exhaustion.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was starting to get a little more relaxed in it, trying just, you know, kind of laying back and kind of, you know, no big deal. But you have to focus. I mean, it was a real stretch for me even to open and close the windows doing that.
All right, so what was the difference in actual miles per gallon?
With the windows up and the AC on, it was right around 11.7 and 11.8. With the AC on and off, it didn't make a difference that much.
All right.
With the windows down, it was 11.3, and that's where it's making a difference at with the drag of the wind.
Wow, okay, that seems pretty significant over a full tank of gas.
Oh yeah, big time.
So clearly it's more efficient to drive with the windows up and the air conditioning on than to drive with the windows down.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what the computer said.
So that's that all figured out. Not quite. There's still a question mark. See, those figures are based on a computer model. That model assumes ideal conditions. Adam and Jamie like to test things out for themselves. That's why they're doing the Average Joe test.
Okay, everybody from Jamie's car, come on, get on the scale.
2 identical SUVs, 2 full tanks, and 2 identical payloads.
Everybody in Adam's car, let's get weighed in. Come on.
One SUV has the AC on, and the other has the window down. The logic is simple. The vehicle that uses the most gas will stop first. It'll be a 7-hour marathon, and the boys have to be prepared.
I got a whole regimen. I got bananas, I got cookies, I got candies, I got lots of coffee, and I got lots of music. Say,
on,
bring on
Jamie.
Jamie and the sludge.
Don't knock it till you've tried it.
Ugh. Think twice before accepting a dinner invitation to Jamie's house.
This is lunch.
Question is, has he already eaten it?
This particular batch I call the 444. It has 4 fruits, 4 vegetables, and 4 grains. It actually tastes quite nice. It's sort of like gazpacho.
Sure it does, Jamie, but how do you actually eat it?
Slit the corner of it. This is sort of dripping because I had to thaw it, and you just kind of go like that, and it down it goes.
Don't know how he's going to manage that while driving around a racetrack at 55 miles per hour.
I remember like 7 or 8 years ago when Jamie first came up with this idea. He was really proud of it, and it seemed to make real sense until he came in with this bag of suggestively colored sludge. And he began to, you know, these little baggies, he'd snip the corner off and just suck the stuff out of the corner of the bloody bag. And so we're like, no, you have to eat it like a human. You have to eat it with a spoon. We're all not able to eat because of what we're seeing here. Let's suffer together, brother.
Well, you know, and also remember, going at that speed on this track, if you have a blowout, it may not be a safe thing.
The boom lift myth's already been busted.
And Buster didn't even spill his coffee.
There's no way a person could be hurled 200 feet from a 60-foot boom lift under normal circumstances. But how about abnormal circumstances?
I'm getting my forklift lesson for the day.
Here's the plan. The 30,000-pound boom lift will be placed on top of 4 storage containers, with its front axle acting as a pivot point. The arm will be cocked, and when it's released, the massive weight of the swinging machine will catapult poor old Buster through space like medieval ammo. It's audacious, it's ludicrous, it's MythBusters. First, the containers have to be stacked.
Go up. Pull. You need to pull it so we get parallel. Yeah. Okay. Pull, Carrie. Okay, we're good here.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
That was teamwork.
I hope the rest of it is that easy.
You just totally jinxed us.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Can you imagine that 30,000-pound man lift just swinging through here? It's gonna be ridiculous. This is what I like. There's so much potential for a huge disaster.
I would clamp it from the top.
The containers will have to be reinforced to take the weight of the boom lift.
The engineering that we're doing here is just kind of gut and by seat of the pants. You know, we know how much this lift over here, the tosser, weighs, and we know how much those things weigh. We're eyeballing the thickness of the steel and the way that they're built and everything, and my money says that it'll hold just fine. This whole thing is just really one of the more extravagant stunts that we've done, I think. Hey, Carrie, make sure we extend it all the way out.
No problem.
Yeah, and now let's see whether we can do the same thing here.
The boom arm will be cocked by anchoring it to a weight.
I gotta say, you know, I don't think anybody's ever done this before. You know, this has to be a world first. Either that or it's just stupid.
Next, steel tubes have to be welded onto the front wheels. These have to support the whole boom lift as it swings down. So, it'd be nice if they didn't come off.
Measuring that hub, it's exactly 11 inches. And measuring this is exactly 12 inches, and you've got exactly half-inch stuff there. There's like no margin of error.
Well, that's why we have a round surface, round stock that we're shimming with.
Good thing Scotty's on the case. She's a welding wonder.
He's getting through it. He's a good student.
Thank you, Scotty. Thinking. It's easy to do things, not easy to think about what to do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie's having one or two thoughts about Buster's trajectory.
We want to get the basket tilted forward as much as it'll go, unless it totally like dumps out, because as this comes over, he wants to, you know, if it's like ends up like this, it's more likely that he's going to get slammed down into the ground instead of the centrifugal force slinging him out as he goes up.
Okay, I got it.
The tosser still refuses to turn over.
Oh boy.
I think that's good enough.
Okay.
One way or another.
I'm gonna be a trapeze artist.
To make it more fun for you, we're going to have to maneuver this thing over closer to the containers, and that means that I'm going to drag it with the forklift, but you're going to have to steer it.
Like that?
Yeah.
We're nearing launch. Where's our catapultee?
All right, Buster, no more yoga. You're going in the basket.
Not without some more gentle persuasion.
Oh, hold on, I'm stuck. Okay, okay, there. Okay. Right now we've got Buster in the basket. Scotty and Tori are up on the lift trying to secure some braces. It's getting really exciting. We're just about to lift up with this giant boom lift. No matter what, it's gonna be something amazing. Either it's gonna take the whole thing down or it's gonna throw Buster across this lot.
The question is, how far?
Well, I mean, obviously the tradition is we always have to see if we can catch Buster by estimating his distance perfectly. So, I don't know. I think about another maybe 15 feet that way.
Got to be 100 times more, you know, thrust than what the Myth would have in it. You still don't think he's going to go a couple hundred feet?
No, I don't think he's going to go much farther than right about here.
It's almost time to crank up the crane. Jamie delivers one last safety pep talk.
Nobody gets under this thing. The crane or anything that's suspended, nowhere near it. You don't run across it because you forgot something or anything like that. Do not do that. It's totally, once this thing is up in the air, we're not getting near it. Our two failure points are going to be either the containers are going to buckle or those axle extensions are going to break the welds. So,
or both.
Or both.
Adam and Jamie are preparing to embark on a road trip up to 7 hours round Altamont Raceway, all to find out which gives you better fuel economy, turning on the AC or rolling down the windows. It'll be enough to give them white line fever, and it could get dangerous.
This test will not be fun. I'll have to pee, I'll probably have to poo before this thing is done. I'll have to be holding it in. Producer will be taunting me on the radio the whole time. His wheels are gonna be screeching. We'll have a tire blowout at some point, I'm sure.
And that's exactly the problem. At 55 miles per hour, the blowout danger is too great. Safety officials insist on a shorter test at a slower speed. Plan B, using this pump, the guys will empty the SUV's tanks and then put exactly 5 gallons of gas into each one. Seems like a good idea, but it's a lot easier to put gas into a car than to take it out.
Well, the plan seemed really simple, but in classic MythBusters style, bringing a couple of cars to a racetrack, running them till their fuel is gone. 5 hours into it, and we haven't gotten started yet.
As it turns out, the tires weren't going to last on this track for a full tank's worth. And so we're reducing the amount of gasoline that we're going to have to go through to run this test.
It's turning out to be a big job. Everybody has to take their turn at the pump. A little music helps pass the time. Finally, the gray SUV's empty. So it all starts again with the white one. At last, both tanks are dry.
Well, we're finally ready to do this bloody test. These cars are out of gas. We're putting in exactly 5 gallons in each car, and we're gonna drive them until they run out.
Looks like we're ready to roll. Well, almost ready.
Okay, there you go.
Ah, there we go. Ready to go.
It's gonna be cold in here.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Roger that, starting now.
Roger, starting. Now running.
And away we go.
Remember, these are identical vehicles carrying identical amounts of fuel and identical payloads. Because of safety concerns, Adam and Jamie will stick to 45 miles per hour. Jamie's gray SUV has the AC on full and the windows up. Adam's vehicle has the AC off and the windows down. 5 gallons of gas in each. Which will stop first?
We are cruising at 45 miles per hour.
Round and round they go. Where they stop, nobody knows.
It's getting pretty chilly in here. Glad I brought my coat. I pity the poor cameraman who doesn't have one on. It's kind of hard on your neck going around like this.
Remember, kids, this test is being done by professional drivers on a closed track. Your results may differ.
The computer test showed that blasting the AC was more fuel efficient than driving with the windows down. But what's this? Jamie's AC-cooled SUV is slowing down.
Yeah, I'm coasting now.
Jamie's car just crapped out, and mine's still going strong. At 45 miles per hour, looks like it's more fuel efficient to drive with your windows down than with your AC on. I don't get it.
So Adam, what do you think? Are you gonna keep running for another half hour or what?
I don't know. When I come in, I think we're just going to have to bust this myth and say that the fuel efficiency's better with your windows down than with your AC on.
Yeah, that's sort of what the test says, isn't it? Over.
I would not have called that at all. I'm really surprised. I'm shocked even.
30 laps later, Adam's naturally ventilated vehicle finally runs out of gas.
Oh, man. I feel like I'm leaving like this. That totally confounded my expectations.
There's no other way of interpreting it. We've gone over all of the facts of what went on here. I ran out first by running the AC.
Yeah, 15 miles ago. That's 30 laps that I did that you didn't do. I mean, I'm just like, I'm totally surprised, and I hope we've answered it once and for all.
Yeah, that's a significant difference in consumption, isn't it?
Let's go.
All right.
Windows versus AC, what's the verdict?
Well, the computer showed that it was actually better to run with the AC on. Not by much, but it was better.
I've got a little bit of a problem with that, which is the computer's actually measuring the airflow into the engine, not the fuel consumption of the engine. And it's basing its assessment on a computerized model under ideal circumstances.
Yeah, our average Joe test was pretty straightforward and kind of foolproof. You know, we put so much gas in, we ran for so long.
And it pretty definitively showed by almost 15% that running with the windows down was a lot more fuel efficient.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant difference.
So, AC being more fuel efficient, I'd say busted.
Busted.
Yeah.
The boom lift catapult's approaching critical mass.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This myth has already been busted. There's no way anyone could be thrown 200 feet from a 60-foot boom lift, unless, of course, the boom lift happens to be balanced on some shipping containers and rigged to go off like a medieval catapult. Buster's hanging on for dear life.
It's looking good, man. This is gonna be pretty awesome.
He was just touching that post.
Oh, okay. Slow down!
Christine, hold yours, Christine. That looks pretty good. That looks good there.
Stop! That's really good and centered.
No closer than that, Adam.
Yeah, I know.
Mine's in.
You can keep coming. Mine's gonna settle right in.
Okay.
Settling in. It's
yeah,
good.
mine up. Well, the pipes will start to spread at some point.
Yeah, so we should hold there and tie off the quick release.
The containers seem to be bearing the weight of the boom lift.
We're not seeing any signs of stress on the containers or on the welds. So far so good.
Okay, I'm starting up, okay?
Yep.
Buster's a goner now.
Now the arm has to be lowered and caught.
Stay back over this way.
Adam takes the strain in the forklift. Buster begins his slow descent.
Everything looks just fine.
Roger that.
As he lowers into position, the body of the truck rises, putting strain on Scotty's axle extensions. If it's all going to come crashing down, now's the time.
Okay. Okay.
Buster's in position. The boom lift catapult is locked and loaded. Any last thoughts?
I think the whole damn thing's just gonna fall down.
I think there's about a 10% chance of the whole thing falling down, about a 40% chance of Buster actually flying any distance, and the other 50% is Buster going, boom, right in front of the thing.
Okay, let's see.
Gently.
All right, everybody just grab yourself a piece of the cable.
Looks like a tug-of-war team on the quick release cable.
Anybody that's not ready?
This is it. Time to answer the question, catapult or catastrophic?
On my count in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoops.
Yeah!
I don't think we're going to be returning this lift.
Oh my God!
Destruction.
In the container canyon, there's carnage. The tosser's taken its last load.
Oh my, look at the wheels popped off.
The wheels broke right off
So,
the
hey Adam, would you say it's safe to say that there won't be a second shot?
Buster isn't feeling 100% either. He really suffered at the end of the long arm of the law of gravity.
He lost both legs. His one leg separated, and his hand ended up, 20 feet away.
Guys, congratulations. That's the most destruction Buster's taken in a single drop on any man.
Still, he's nowhere near the gurney.
The distance to the furthest body part, I'd say you got 65 feet.
Looks like Adam was on the money with his prediction.
I think the whole damn thing's just gonna fall down.
I think there's about a 10% chance of the whole thing falling down, about a 40% chance of Buster actually flying any distance, and the other 50% is Buster going, boom, right in front of the thing.
It was kind of a slow launch. I actually expected to go a lot faster.
Trebuchets tend to be much more anticlimactic when they begin.
Is it a true trebuchet without the rope at the end?
Not
though?
really, no. And we'll get lots of mail about it if I say it is.
Yeah, so that just helping you out here.
Thank you. What do you think, guys? Is the myth busted?
Oh, myth totally failed. Completely busted. Totally, completely busted.
And Buster, busted. And boom lift, busted.
Everything's busted.
To the ground, busted.
So you guys gonna stick around for the cleanup?
No, we're gonna go have some lunch for secret later.
Great.
Bye, thanks for helping with the fun part.
MythBusters, breaking big things for science every day.
Oh.
All right, still rolling.